I searched 7 beaches to find this spot. Hi, my name's Roger Osborne. I'm down at the beach. It was the new moon last night and I'm fishing a run-in tide. I've got some absolutely beautiful bait. I found a really good gutter, but it took a little while to find it. And while I'm fishing today, as usual, I'm going to be teaching you everything that I'm doing, not just showing you my rods, reels and equipment, but explaining why I am where I am and exactly what my thinking is. Stick around to the end for a free PDF download which will outline some vital keys from today's session. If you're enjoying these videos, please make sure that you like, subscribe if you haven't already. It's totally free. Hit that notification bell. Let's get into the fishing. Well, I'm ready to chuck a bait in the water. I actually have some live yellowtail, which I can either use as a live bait or a dead bait, because I'm focusing a little bit on getting some bigger baits at the moment, and especially quality baits like yellowtail. But I'm just going to let it get a little bit later. So I'm going to start off with fishing with a double hook rig. Got some beautiful fresh beach worms, some old pillies. I'm going to have a couple of casts. I 100% chance expect to catch fish in this spot. It's so fishy. It's just a matter of exactly what happens to be in this gutter at this time. But I will have fantastic bait. So I'm giving myself every opportunity to catch some cracking fish, and I'm excited, as I always am. I'm keen to get my bait in the water. So I'm going to whack a half pilchard on first. Just quickly, if you're as passionate about fishing as I am, and you really want to improve and enjoy it even more, why don't you join Roger's Fishing Online Fishing Club, my membership. I've got some amazing people who are members, and we all share our information with each other. There's so much content on there. There's all my fishing courses, plus there's a heap of stuff that's not available on YouTube. And there's no lock-in contracts. You can leave anytime you want. So head on over to rogersfishing.com and check it out. So I put my 4.0 suicide hook in through the tail into the pilchard, pull it all the way through, pin that in through the meat of the fish. Then I slide up my stinger hook, which goes near the tail. I'll put that in through twice, do a half hitch around the top of the pilchard, and then that pilchard is beautifully secured, ready to go. And now I'm going to whack a beach worm on, of which in here you can see in my pouch, you can see a wiggling worm there. You can see a couple of wiggling worms along with some pilchard, and there's a pippy as well, so you know exactly what I'm using. See, in my videos you can see exactly what's in my bait bucket. These worms are fantastic. Look, would you believe they are 2 days old, and yet they are so lively. Just when I've got a bit of time, I like to go down and grab a few worms. Sometimes I catch them on site where I'm fishing, as you guys know. But it's handy to grab, oh, that one broke in half. It's handy to grab a few and just have them on hand. And when you catch them with your fingers, they will live for a while, which is a big advantage. You know, nothing wrong with using pliers, because if they're for that particular session, then they're fantastic bait and you can freeze them down. But if you want to keep them for any length of time, it's much better to catch them in your fingers, because they will keep for a long time. I'm just going to pick up that bit off the ground. I'm going to walk down to this spot and chuck a line in. How good does this look? There's actually a bit of swell around at the moment. A lot of the other beaches have no gutters at all. They've just got a whole lot of wash and shallow, no decent gutters. In this particular spot, you can see that I've got a parallel gutter. You can see the waves breaking out the back. It's quite deep in front of me. Whoop, and there's a lot of power on this shore dump. It's quite deep there, but you know, there's going to be fish there, 100%. So I'm going to get this bait out there, and we'll see if anything wants to take a live yakka in a little while. Probably could put it out now even, actually. Oh, well, that's sailed out pretty easily. I'll be also interested to see if there's much current just here, because I've got the gutter in front of me, and then it heads out to sea just to my right, and a couple of other fishermen have come down and they're in the main part of the gutter. but I reckon there'll be a lot more water movement over there. And I think I've picked the calm spot. I sort of landed towards the back side of this gutter just then, but I think I'd like to actually cast it a little bit further and land in that white water. I think I'm in a reasonable spot, but I think my second cast, if I don't get any bites soon, I'll put in a bigger cast and I'll get it out into the wash at the back. I'm actually thinking that I might get a live bait out pretty early, like in a few minutes, because it's overcast-ish. The water looks good. I might as well have a live bait in the water. Oh man, feel that water sucking back. Okay, so I put in a bigger cast this time. I've landed right out there in the white water because I didn't get a bite within about 2 minutes that first cast. So I've put my burley bag just there. I've put it up current a little bit from where I'm generally fishing. Although there doesn't look like there's much current here, so all of the scent is pretty much going to go straight out. And that'll definitely make a difference. Here it comes. What is it? Yeah, I think it could be a salmon. Getting a bite. Yep, something was having a go at my bait then. Had a little bit of a bite, but he didn't go on with it. Yeah, had a bite, but didn't go on with it. Well, I've got a fish actually, who was swimming in with me. It's probably the usual. Heading south, as they sometimes do. Got to watch these waves, have got so much power in them. Sheesh. I've already been wet almost up to my waist. Here he comes, come on. Just want him to come up this way a little bit. Yeah, here he comes. He's a big fat fella, wow. Look at that, that's a beast. That's a fat one. That is a super big fat salmon. Wow, look at him. You can see the hooks in his mouth. He's actually mainly been caught by that little stinger hook in the side of his mouth. Just going to hug him gently, keep him away from the microphone. Just get that hook out. Yep, there you go, nice easy removal. I was watching my fingers. Well, I'm gonna let this guy go. What a beautiful fish he is, eh? Really big one. Anyways, back he goes. He took the half pilchard bait. You can see my worm bait is still intact. That hasn't been touched. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna whack a live bait out now because I may as well. Probably about 40 minutes before dark, but I may as well get a live bait out and just let it sit there in that gutter, I reckon. Okay guys, I've got a really basic rig. It's a very simple rig for a live bait. I've purely got a star sinker to a bead and a large swivel, then a relatively short leader to a large 9/0 octopus hook, And I'm going to put one of those live yellowtail on there. Don't have to cast him very fast, just here, and and there's not a lot of current. So, just going to grab one of these little yakkers. I've got a few of them there. You can see I've got the yakker just behind the head. I'm going to toss him straight out and let him do his thing. Just over here, woo-hoo-hoo. Just inside the burley bag. I'll put the rod holder up a bit higher. And now this guy is going out, and I want him to bring me in a big fish. So, just going to plop down here. Yeah, sort of out in the middle of the gutter really. So now I'm going to grab my other rod and continue fishing, but I'm just going to keep a live bait out there for the rest of the time now. Either that or a live and a dead bait as well, a big piece of yellowtail. So I just caught that big salmon. Actually, I can feel some fraying on my line just above the hook. So I'm just retying my hook. This is one of the reasons why people lose fish, is that they don't check their line to make sure that it's in good condition. And then when you hook something decent, you wonder why your line broke. But it's because it was frayed and weakened. So I've fixed that hook up, retied it, made sure the line was good. I'll put another half pilly on and go back down and stand near my other rod, keep my eye on it. And hopefully something will take that yellowtail. Hopefully the salmon leave it alone. Although the last couple of times I've been using yellowtail live or dead, the salmon have been harassing me. So let's just see what happens. All right, back into it. If I hook a big fish, I'm really going to need to use the momentum of the waves to get it in. Because there's so much power in this shore dump. All right, just going to relax and wait for a bite. I might stomp on my burley, I think. Just mush it up a little bit. Release a few of those oils. I use the heel of my foot. It doesn't seem to hurt when I mush the fish up. Today both of my rods have got monofilament line on them. This one has 20-pound mono, and my other one with the live bait has 30-pound mono. I do use both braid and mono. I like braid. I love how braid... I'm getting a bite on my other rod, I think. Something's going on with that live bait. Just watching that rod. And the guy down the beach has got a fish as well. Yeah, something was going on with that live bait. It was really jittering around a lot. It didn't buckle over though, it just was jittering around. Oh well, I'll wait. As I was saying, what I've got on my rods, but I do really like braid because of their castability. If you want to get distance, braid, you can't beat braid for casting distance, and also for less drag in the surf. So I'm using braid a little bit more, not exclusively though. I still love the mono, so I really use both monofilament and braid. Definitely only use braid if I'm casting lures, because you cast 20, 30, 40 metres further. You cast a mile when you lob a lure with braid. And if I'm fishing soft plastics in the surf, 100% braid. But just for general surf fishing, monofilament is really good. And also mono is great for beginners. It's very forgiving for beginners. So I generally recommend mono for beginners. Although, you know, you can use either. I might just quickly check this line, because if I need to rebait it, I'm going to check this rod, because I was being given a little bit of curry before, and I don't want to have a line out there that has no bait on it. So I'm going to wind it in, see if what's happening with that little yellowtail, whether he's... Actually, I feel like I've got no bait actually. Yeah. There's something was harassing that yellowtail and it's gone. It obviously didn't get it in its mouth because I just saw the rod really bouncing erratically. So I'm going to whack another one on. I'm pinning this yellowtail. I'm holding it strong, but I'm pinning it so that, because the barb of the hook, I want it facing upwards and not downwards. I'm going to put it fairly well into his flesh so I know he's not going to get off. And now I'm going to whack him straight out. There may have been some salmon that were harassing the previous one. This guy's a bit of a bigger bait, so he might last a little bit better. We'll get him out there. And we want big Max the mulloway to swallow him. Okay, whooshka. Beautiful. All right, we'll put this guy back in the rod holder and hopefully we get a rod bender on the end. Well, we've got a bait out there. Now this afternoon, I'm actually fishing right in the middle of suburbia in Ulladulla. I had a look at a bunch of beaches. Fortunately, there's a lot of beaches close together on this stretch of the coast. So even though I did look at 7 different beaches, it wasn't like an epic, you know, I mean, obviously there's a few Ks involved in a little bit of time. But this had the best looking water. All of the other beaches were just super shallow, no decent deep water, no holes, no gutters, a lot of suds. Just didn't look very good at all. And there's obviously fish here. So from the point of view of catching a feed, a big thumbs up. Okay. Oh, I had a bite then, but I missed it. I'm not getting any bites on the other one. This rod casts beautifully, really is good. It's a 12-foot rod. Oh, I'm getting a bite already actually. Gotcha this time. All right. While I'm playing this fish, I've got to keep my eye on my other rod. That didn't take long then. That was probably 30 seconds, less than a minute, I reckon. I want to keep him away from my live bait. Come over this way, mate. Stay away from my other line. He got washed up with that wave. How's that? Classic. He's he's only got one of the little hooks in him. You can see that small stinger hook has nailed this fish also. You can see there the little hook's in the corner of his mouth. I reckon more fish get hooked by that little hook than they do the big hook. Recently I did a video, I put together a video on turning these into sashimi. You would be blown away how good Australian salmon is for sashimi. I know a lot of fishermen, they will put this ahead of kingfish and tuna when it comes to sea. I'm serious. I'm not just waffling. I know guys, they say this is better. So that video, that video will be out very shortly. And make sure you check it out. I'm just gonna let this guy go. This is salmon number 3 going back in. I forgot to look at my my other rod then. Actually, I've got no more pilchards in my pouch. I need to go and get a couple more pilchards. I'm going to chuck another line out while I'm at it. I've just butterflied a yellowtail, so I'm going to whack him on. Just going to put him on there. So this guy is going to go up and under so that the barb comes out like so. And this one will just be tagged in part of that fillet and just sit in there like that. So that way I have a live and a dead yellowtail bait in the water while I'm just playing around with my other rod. I'm actually going to bring my burley one up a bit further and use this for the rod, because the waves will still reach it, but it needs to be a bit higher up so that my rod is safe. At the moment, the tide is about 3 hours in. Always just check my drag to make sure it's okay and it's suitable for a fish to be able to peel some line out, but not too easily. Awesome. I'm tempted to check my live bait, but I might just pick it up and feel it. Yeah, I've still got the bait on the end, so okey-doke, I'm going to leave these guys and get my other rod. Getting a little bit dark now. Well, so far the tally has been 3 salmon, all on pilchard bait. I haven't actually had a bite on the beachworm. Not from a brim or a whiting or a trevally or anything like that. I have lost 1 live yellowtail. And the tide's about halfway in, I think, at the moment. I had a bite, but it didn't go on with it. Just waiting. I potentially could have struck then because I had a pretty constant pull. But it may have knocked my bait off, I'm not sure. I'm going to whack a couple of lights on my rods, my other rods, in a minute. It's starting to get a little bit hard to see them. Hang on. Gotcha. Alrighty. See, I had to wait for that one. I had a bite and then nothing for about 20 or 30 seconds. Oh, shoot. Got to tighten my drag a little bit. It's heading down the beach towards these other guys. There'll undoubtedly be another salmon that's gone right down the beach. But once it gets into the inshore break, those waves, mate, they are so much action on those waves, it's going to get catapulted up the beach. Oh, here it is anyway. I'll bring him all the way up. Oops. Now the pilchards really are doing the job today. Yet again, my worm bait has not been touched, so that just goes to show you the value of having 2 different baits on the same rig, because it's a really clear example today that the salmon are eating the pilchards, but they're not eating the worms, where very often I catch so many on worms it's ridiculous. So it's a good lesson to do that. That's why I like the mixed grill. Now he's got the big hook in him, this guy, although he's only really lipped. So I've already removed that. And I'm going to let him go to live. And hang on, I'm just checking. I actually think I might have had another salmon on, because my entire top rig is gone, which had the worm. There you go. I've probably had 2 salmon on, and there must have been a weakness in the line up there and it's broken off. Oh well, I will fix it up. But we'll just let this guy go. Off you go, mate. Oops, I dropped him. But he's in the water and he's taken off. Now I think I need to put some lights on my other rods before I deal with this one, so I'm going to do that first. That way I can at least see what's going on. Recently at one of my Rogers fishing boot camps, I had a guy came along, his name's Mark O'Carroll. I just want to say, g'day Mark, how are you, mate? Mark was a wonderful guy, super generous, and he brought me this lanyard. And it actually unclips, and it's a 1 metre measure, which is super handy for when I catch something decent on the beach. I can just take it from around my neck, I can unclip it, and I know exactly the length of the fish. So thank you so much, Mark. Legend, mate. There's a lot of different light sticks around. I just bought these ones on eBay. They were super cheap, but they work fine. I usually get the large or the extra large size just to clip onto the rod. I have also bought some of those rechargeable ones, and I'm going to try them next time, but it's always handy to have a few of these in your bag. They cost a couple of bucks each. They're cheap. I just thought I'd check that butterflied Yellowtail, would you believe the whole thing's gone? Oh well, better whack another one on. This is my makeshift cutting board. I've just upturned one of my buckets. Always careful when I'm on here with the knife. I don't want to slip and go up and cut myself. So just cut through that bit. I gave this knife a little bit of a steel before I left home, so it's not bad, and I'm just being careful so I don't... See there, you've got the flap out each side, and you just remove that bit from the middle. Then you've got that lovely bait, look at that. Alrighty, time to whack him on.
Hook the Roger.
Hook myself. Oh well. Happens sometimes. Beautiful, let's get it out there. Whew, look at all that water coming up. I'm pretty high up the beach as well. Imagine at high tide, it'd be fully hectic, mate. Oh, that surge. It's fully hectic. Oh, we're gonna get out of there, woo! Alrighty. In she goes. Now I'm going to check the live bait now. I just want to know that I've got two good baits out in the water. I reckon this live bait's probably not live anymore. It might be dead. It might surprise me though. I think I can feel it kicking on the other end. Been sitting out there for probably 30 minutes. At least probably 30 minutes, I reckon. Oh. I've got to risk getting wet coming down here. Now the live bait's actually dead, but I'm just going to hook him through the mouth anyway and toss him out. I'll just put the hook straight through his head, and that's a good bait as well. And maybe I'll put another live one on soon. So that wasn't a wave. Could have been a tailor or something having a go at it. I might have to get over there. I'm on. I am on. Yes. Am I still on? Yep. I have had a fish take my yellowtail and it's gone down the beach. Hey Beck, if we get near these other guys, I don't want to shine the torch. This could be... It could be a big salmon. Oh, has it come up with the wave already? Yeah, it has. It's just a monster salmon. Oh my gosh. This thing is huge. Oh, I can't pick that up I can't hold that around. It's just too big. This is a monster salmon. I might have to measure this one. He's taken that yellowtail. He's a big salmon. Wow, look at that guy. He is a big fish. I'm just going to get this lanyard out courtesy of Mark and unclip it. And where is, there's the zero. So the zero is there. To the end of the tail, that's 69 centimetres. There you go. This guy has swallowed a 9.0 hook and quite a large dead yellowtail. So anyway, I'm going to need to process him. Oh, he's got a lot of meat on him. I actually can't fit my hand around him, he's so fat. Something was definitely having a go at that. You see your rod, Joe, just going bang, 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 like that. Something's ragdolling it. But they have not pulled it over. Interesting, there has been no tailer. The lights certainly make it a lot easier to see what's going on. Well, so far tonight I've got a salmon that's just under 70 centimetres. It's a big beast. Biggest salmon I've caught for a little while. I think I've caught about 6 salmon. Haven't landed any other species though. I'm actually going to use my snelled rig and just put 2 hooks in this guy. Like a little live bait, toss him out. There's a lot of power in these waves, especially with the incoming tide. It's a massive shore dump. That wave was huge just then. Massive shore dump. Just going to sneak down a little bit and whooshka. That should be good. That last butterfly yellowtail got pretty mangled. I regularly check my baits because we absolutely don't want to have a rod in a rod holder that's got no bait on it, thinking that we're going to get a bite if we've got no bait. So I just routinely check my baits after every little while, and often you'll wind it in and you don't have any bait or your bait's been mangled. So just going to check this one. So far on the whole yellowtail I've only caught that really big salmon. Haven't had any other runs. Do I have any bait? Well, there you go, look at that. Oh yes, I do. I do have the bait. He's still alive actually. It's amazing, he's staying alive like that. There you go, oh well, straight back out. Yeah, getting a bite from something. Yeah, I've got it. Now, I've had my line out, it's well and truly after dark now. I wonder if this is another salmon or if it's something different, because it's a little while after dark, and I'm not getting as many bites, although it does feel like a salmon. I'm not getting as many bites as I was. Oh man, it's coming up with this wave, I think. These waves will either drag it away from you. Oh, what have we got? Yeah, it's just a small salmon, has taken the worm bait. So he's only just lipped, but he's taken that beach worm. So I think that's salmon number 7 for the evening. He's only a small one. No other species, just salmon. Oh well. And the first one that I've landed on a worm bait. So there you go, I'll just let him go. If you'd like a free PDF download of some vital keys from today's session, hit the link in the corner or in the description below. Probably a salmon, or my rod was actually reacting quite violently, and I do have a fish on here. I had a live yakka on and it's coming in near the shore. Let's see what it is. Yeah, it's going to come up with this wave. Wow, these waves are so helpful. Oh, look at that! Can you believe that? I had a whole yellowtail on this line, and there's this weird little shark is hooked on there. Maybe this is a sign it's time to go home. So I had that. I reckon something else has chopped the yellowtail up, and then this little fella, grab ya. They're quite strong. It's sort of like grabbing a snake, isn't it? They're quite muscly. I don't know how sharp his teeth are, but I don't want to get my... yeah, he's got teeth, I can feel them against the hook. But the hook is coming out, but he's just closing his mouth on the hook at the moment. Let me get the hook out, mate. This guy's skin is so rough as well. I've had these before where they've whacked their body up against my hand and actually rubbed skin off. Anyway, I've got him off reasonably safely. Okay, mate, jump in. Alrighty. Whew. Well, I've had some live baits, dead baits out. Probably it's a good hour and a half after dark. I think I've been here probably for 3 hours. I think that's enough after catching that pretty average little shark. So I'm going to pack it up for the night. Thank you so much for joining me on another adventure, guys. I trust that you've learned some things and enjoyed the beautiful scenery, the wild weather, and I will see you very soon in another video. Catch you later.